You know what, there's often not many ways better to start than an evening on the wrapper. The sun is setting, we have around about 50 bales here to run out. Most of them are done here already, so we're just going to go into the night. It is late September, we need to get these all done so that we can move on. We've got a load of work in our future, a little bit more late cut silage to do, but really with what we've got already, that should be us. Otherwise, maybe we have to think about really upping the number of livestock that we have. However, we'll get to that. It's a beautiful evening, we'll get these wrapped up and then we will reconvene in the daylight tomorrow. Just hoping that we don't run out of bale wrap between now and over there, which I think we're probably going to. Anyway, let's keep cracking along. And well, just like that, we are bright and early the next morning. We finished baling and wrapping everything over there. That's all done. We do need to spend quite a bit of today on telehandler, it would look like. But look at the beautiful morning sunrise that we've got too. The yard is looking fantastic, which is awesome. We're going to have to feed everything up here just for the last of the day. We've got 24 calves here, 48 over there, and we'll continue to add some more into here tomorrow. We are ramping our way up here, so we're about halfway through where we need to be in terms of the numbers. But I do feel like we're going to try and really kick this on at some stage soon, so we'll have to see how that goes. But first of all, like I say, we need a bale or two into here, so let's get that one done before we go any further. I'll jump on in. Perfect. Okay, so we'll give them a we've got probably more silage than hay. We gave them hay last night anyway, so let's just, not that it really matters too much, but we will stick a load of couple bales of silage in here, and then we're all good. I'm debating whether or not the new silage that we just wrapped, whether that will actually get put on into this stack here, or if we'll just leave it out in the field where it is and stack it in the corner of the field. Because as you can see, well, we're not short of bales at all, so that could work just as well. But for now, anyway, let's just get ourselves away around the corner. Perfect stuff. And then we'll make sure we don't lose them by being too close to either trigger. We need to just unwrap these quickly and then we can get them stuck on in. We have a load of carrots that we need to do something with because we haven't yet. And then we also need to get the silage bales stacked up out of the way. And then we're waiting for sunflowers to ripen, so we can harvest them. That's our only cereal crop that we have at the moment, or combinable crop at least. So we will just leave that be, and then we'll get everything ready to go there. And I think what we need to do is get ourselves ready and set up so we can buy the next big field. Now, where we are at the moment, we've got a good number of fields. I feel like it's going to be either come across into farmland, that guy right there, but then you are buying more than just the field. This one here is a lot of money. Or this guy right here. That one there would make the most sense because it joins onto everything that we already have. That one there is all woodland, so that doesn't really make too much sense at all. But that's what I'm thinking. So we'll see how we get on. A lot of contracts to do to get up to that point though. But, we'll cross that bridge. So cattle being fed, let's get rid of this fork on the front here now. And we'll be good. Haven't had too much time to get going really on Calmsden. Been busy with other things and with work commitments there, and have had zero time unfortunately to jump back into Farmer Phil's map. So we need to get going with that at some point. Unfortunately, one of the reasons why I haven't is because I'm stuck in field definitions at the moment, which is always the tedious task at the best of times. So hasn't really progressed anywhere, but we'll get back onto that one hopefully a couple hours this weekend maybe. Close that one in a bit, and then if we do, then we'll be laughing really. It has seemed to be a really good week for updates of mods, particularly mods from Giants as well, which is good. Always makes things rather fun. Alright, so out we go. Now the grain shed is pretty empty still. That's only just got our combine and header trailer in there. Around here, well, we've got a bit of machinery into here. T7 is looking good, and then we've got our new tractor and wrapper, and our new rake as well. We've upgraded that rake. I thought it was a good time. We had a bit of money there as well, so that's looking good. And it sped the job up no end because, for some reason, Field 10 wouldn't allow me to use hide worker on there, so I don't know why that was the case, but couldn't use it, so I had to use it all, do it all myself whilst I was trying to get everything else done, so that really sped things up quite nicely. And now we're going to go back out this way. We'll sneak around the corner here and just go into the little valley where we bought those latest fields. I was in 2 mines as well. I haven't harvested the second field of parsnips, I think it is, if only because it takes a long time with a single row harvester. I'm not going to rent another harvester because I just don't know how much money I'm going to get off these. I did one, it was good fun, but I haven't got the time to do another one. And there was a lot of crates came off this one on its own, as you can see across the field here. As we slow on down. Yeah, beautiful morning for it anyway. Harvester's still there actually, but I mean this field would take an absolute age and I just don't have it in me to do that. So we'll probably end up cultivating that over. And I really thought about the idea of changing the path of this road so we have one big field. I don't know, I may still do that. What do you think? Let me know if you think it's worth it, like just plowing through the middle of that and maybe looping the road around the field. But yeah, it would let me know anyway. But yeah, we'll have to get rid of that trailer or that harvester at some point. I do like it a lot, and I like the different game mechanics that it brings, but you've got to be built for patience for that. Anyway, let's get some of these loaded on up, and then we'll take them away. It's only when you start really working with the pallets there and stacking them up that you realise just how many you harvested. And in this case, it does seem like it's going to be a few trailer loads. But we're going to just keep chugging away with this. The day is still young, so I've plenty to do anyway. But we will get these loaded up, and then we'll see what the plan is next. Where we're going to sell them, and how much we can get for these. Was that actually worth all of the effort in the first place? I guess we'll find out. But yeah, seemingly the pallets are a lot easier though to handle and to move on and off of the pallet forks there, which is always good to see. Physics are gradually catching up here with this, which is nice. What we are going to do though, just to be sure, is lock them in. Perfect. Alright, on we go. We'll get this trailer filled up. Okay, so trailer's all but full. We're just going to try and stick a couple more sideways at the end there, and then we'll be good. What I'm thinking about doing is stick this onto the Massey actually, just to make it a little bit more comfortable to drive. And I think we take this over towards the machinery dealership, if I believe that's right. Prices weren't great, but then it is what it is. We'll just have to see. But yeah, let's just go back on over to the yard. We'll take it over that way at least, and then we'll probably stick it on smoother, easier ride on the back of the tractor there, that's for sure. I feel like as well I've decided that we're just going to stack those round bales of silage in the are we all wrapped in yet? In the field. There's around about 50, I think, 49 or something like that, maybe a bit less, but certainly enough, especially when you factor in what we've got elsewhere as well. So, and we really don't need to go and take those and stack them in with the stack. So, and also they won't be ready yet, so we'll have to use through the older stuff first. So it makes sense to keep them where they are, and then we'll see, and we can look to really get going. But long and short of it is, we've got a colossal amount of fodder ready to go. Come on, get up. Up. There you go. Good old wash though. Look at the sunrise here, isn't that fantastic? Really, really nice to see. And up we go. So yeah, we'll stick this over in the yard. And then we'll decide on which contracts we're going to take. We might get them started today, but I feel like today's going to have a lot of loader work in its future. But we can certainly have an idea of where we're going. Just swing wide. At the same time, make sure we're just not going to clip there. We're not. Happy days. There we go. Yeah, all of a sudden this yard's getting a little bit... Well, this area of the yard's getting a little bit busy. But that's fine. That's all good. I've got aspirations as well. I've been thinking about what I want to do next, and I know it's going to be more cattle because there's a beef farm. It's just going to be a case of where am I going to put them, and I have an idea for that as well. So we'll see how easily we can get that going. I don't think we're going to do any more mowing now. It is October. We've got more grassland that we could mow in theory, but I don't think we're going to do that. Let's stick that in there. We'll get it picked up. Some of those pallets are looking a little bit worse for wear, but. We'll stick you about there. Done and done and done. And then if we have a quick peek in here at some contracts. Again, look how many there are, and look at the price of some of these as well. It's colossal. Now, taking a load of those, if we lease the sprayer for one, we could probably get all of those done with the same sprayer load. I'm willing to bet it wouldn't be far off. Interesting. Let's do that. Let's lease. Borrow items. Yeah. Ooh, we completed that one and we didn't. Oh, perfect. Collect. That was a fertilizer gig. That's a happy accident right there. And then we'll come down to spraying. We'll take you, accept. And then spraying. Where have you gone? There. Accept as well. Wonderful stuff. So that's going to be our source of revenue for the day. Should bring about another 40 grand once we've paid for everything else. Lovely stuff. Now, we're going to take this out in just a moment here, but before we do, let's just move. Go and get rid of those pallets. That'll be the first load done. It's done it again, hasn't it? It's not ideal. It is not ideal. There you go. Settle down now. That's the ticket. Okay. I wonder when these... I guess it's going to be like November when these sunflowers are ready to go, but it might be that they end up just getting cultivated in. Everything we have in terms of crops is going to be spring cropping, so we got time. Might just needs a bit of a clean off. That actually needs to be folded over if it's going to be... If it's going to be dropped off. And let's stick the first one just down here. I thought about changing my mowers out as well and going for the 4D Modern's Crone Trail mower, and I don't know, I like it a lot, I do, but I also like the versatility of the front and rear mower here. I think it's a good setup. Now we're not going to be using one without the other, so we can just stick this one here as well. Bit of that, and whammy. Looks like it's kind of fallen on the skew, but never mind. Stick this onto the trailer. So yeah, 100 grand, sitting pretty. Chance to get about another 30 or 40 once those contracts are done. And then sell off. Well, I don't really think we're going to get too much for these at all. I think the real money lies in the root crops when you're able to process them into whatever it is, like soup, I think it is. But we're not going to spend the money on the processing plants because they're expensive and they're also quite slow. So it would take a long time to get through everything we have, and it's just not worth it. We'll sell them off. It was a field that we bought, or we inherited anyway, so we don't need to worry about it too much. And it'll pay for like the harvester. It's just something different to do, to be honest. A bit of a change up, a bit of a change of pace. I'm all for it. Get you looking sparkly and clean. There you go. Wonderful. And now for carrots. Ooh, Farm Store Bay 2. I think, yeah, that's the one around the back of the machinery store, if my memory is correct. Let's find out. Yeah, it is. I think that's the one. I think Paul was saying in the comments, I think that's the right one to go to. Alright, well, let's get ourselves on the way. An early morning trip to market. What's not to like? Sitting pretty at nearly 30 hours on this T7 now. It's had a long old grind so far, particularly by in-game standards. And I think, based on when we bought it, we're going to work on a three-year lease cycle. So I think we're about 12 months off, give or take. So another year of solid graft, and then we'll be changing it out there. So we should get a few more hours on the clock here. Should be good. But hopefully by that time as well, we'll be able to justify maybe a bit of an increase in size, maybe a bit more power. We'd like to get some bigger implements, but only if we have a larger working capacity, really. More acreage to work in. Doesn't really make much sense as it is. That other field down there as well, that was the other field that we were going to go into. Look at that, this one though, beautiful. But yeah, as you can see, the field now is, well, you could still harvest it, but I don't think it would make much of a crop, or certainly not a good crop. So we'll just leave it be, and then we'll come back to that, get some fertilizer on that, and come back to it in the spring. Speaking of which, our livestock are starting to produce slurry as well, so we do need to think about getting some kind of slurry tanker eventually, which would be fun. And then I got me thinking today as well that we haven't seen, I don't know what's happening with the pumps and hoses. I'd love to see the pumps and hoses DLC make a return at some point, because that was superb. I don't think that got enough fanfare that it deserved, in my opinion. So if we could see that coming back, well darn, that would be awesome. Easy does it. There you go, and off we pop. Happy days. So yeah, get your predictions in chat as to what we are going to make here. I'll be interested to see. I don't think it's going to be too much, but I think we've probably got at least one more trailer load with this number on. So even if it covers the cost of leasing the equipment, I'm fine. I enjoyed doing it. And yeah, it's amazing that we're already sitting at 100 grand there. We haven't sold any cattle off yet, because obviously they're still very young, but once we start getting back into the production and the selling of cattle, then we'll start to really see a sharp ramp up of our revenue. But right now, we'll be about 7 months away from seeing the first load go in the market. So we need to really lean on all of these contracts to keep us going for the short term. No, I think as if we get two larger fields, then at what point do we need to think about having to increase the size of our combines and all that good stuff? So it's there's a lot of thought going to have to go into this at some stage. There's our super monster of a self-propelled sprayer we'll come back to. Is it that one we're going to? No, it's the second one. Okay. Alright, let's see what we make here then, shall we? See if this was worth it or not. Is that £230 a time? Not too bad. So we crept up about 9 grand there, I think, give or take. I mean, I've had worse. It's definitely paid for itself. So we'll return the, before I forget as well, and before it costs us any more money, let's return this. And then we can just be done with it. Thank you very much, we had a good time, but not anymore. We go. So we'll stick this one back up. Pedestrian, don't run them over. Less than ideal. Bad publicity. Not a good day. So I'm trying to, whilst we drive on back there, a little bit of a scheduling update, I think, if you will. I'm trying to figure a few things out as to how to make the best schedule given current personal and work commitments. It's a bit of a inconsistent bump or two at the moment, but we'll try and see what we can do. I'm trying to aim for at least one video a week if I can get to 2, superb, but it's going to be a bit of a challenge for the short term. There may be a way in the not too distant future that I can start streaming again. I'm not too positive about that, but we will see. But yeah, the hope is at least that we can get to at least 2 videos a week there, but I'm having real issues where I am at the moment with internet connection as well. For example, I know it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I love Manor Lords, and I uploaded a Manor Lords video just this week, which was around about I want to say it was about 50 minutes long, and it took me a little over 12 hours to upload. In fact, no, that's incorrect, sorry, it took around about 18 hours to upload. So it is a very big challenge at the moment to get just regular content up, combined with the fact that work commitments and workloads elsewhere are also very busy, so it is a little bit tricky, but we will see what we can do and I'll figure it out. So just bear with me on that one. I appreciate you hanging along for the ride and still liking videos when they do come up there and commenting. It really does mean a lot. But yeah, they might just be a little bit inconsistent at times. But anyway, back we come. Load of silage bills that we need to get stacked up there as well, but we're just going to run them down the side of this hedge here, I think. And in the corner there, we'll bring that back, is our bale wrap that we had to come and collect, or we had to buy a new load and just dumped off there because we were going to Gonna need quite a bit of it. Okay. So we'll leave this back on up here. Go and get a few bales stacked up and see what that looks like as we just round the corner. Perfect. Now I can get rid of that tag thing as well. I don't need that. Untag. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, so let's get this farm kind of tied up a little bit, get this field taken care of first. I'm going to do it with the pallet forks. I could do it with the grab, but I'm just going to widen out the pallet forks there and do it with that. I'm sure it'll be fine. And if it's not, we can always come back. But hey, this will do the job. This will get us to where we need to be at the very, very least. And then yeah, with all the hay, with the silages, and then with all the hay and with the silage that we currently have ready as well, we could increase our numbers here and get a few more livestock in. Right now, I think we were able to get 80. I think it's about 130 in at the moment. Let's figure that out. I left beacons on over there as well, which is always fun. We'll do a little bit of quick farmer math here before we crack on. There you go. So we're currently at 84 here, and we're only about halfway through. And this one we got 24 in here, but we can house 50. So yeah, 130 total. If we could get, and I know where I want to put it as well. We chop through this hedge here. This here, I think, is where I would love to put another little cattle barn. There's a little bit of a raised platform here, which I'm on now, and you'll see it dip away in a moment. There you go. So that right there is where I want to stick another shed eventually. And I think that'll be awesome. If we can get another like 50 in there, that would be superb. Really, really would be good. And that's the 180 beef cattle operation. Pretty handy. I saw a mod that came out recently as well that I want to pick up, which would make things even more seamless, which would be cool. But that's the long-term growth plan there, because we're not quite there yet. But if we do decide to go down that route and we suddenly need to feed 180 cattle, then we will need to make sure we have more grassland going, because once we start to really dive on into what we have here, I don't think that'll be enough to keep us going. So we'd have to always have to be very, very careful and clever with how we rotate through our first, second, and third cuts. But we'll see. We will see. For now, though, it's all working tickety-boo. This shed, by the way, is going to have seed, fertilizer, and other things in there. Sprayer and the fertilizer spinner there. And we need a gate at some point still as well. Alright, let's see what we can get going. Now, where was that there? Okay. Like I say, round those out nicely. This should work. Let's find out how well it does work. And if it doesn't work too well, then we'll bring the other grab out and we'll just stick them on their end again. Because what I'm going to do now is try and stack them as they are right now. And we'll end up probably just stacking them over here. I'm going to sling it around this corner. Away from the gate so we don't cause any issues there, because Lord knows I've done that before. There you go, happy days. And a beautiful morning to do it in as well. This looks fantastic. It's really, really good to be back on Calmsden. I want to make sure that our first row here is nice and square. The stack wants to be as square as possible, really, otherwise it's bad news bears. And it'll never settle properly. And yeah, we may, when we get a bit further away, may bring that trailer back in as well, but because they're so close here, and there's no real rush as we get further on into winter. I mean, ideally, if you're stacking your bales, you want to get them all stacked up very soon after they've been wrapped so you don't have any issues with pressures in bags and things like that. But, I mean, in this reality here, we can take a day or two to get these done. So we'll maybe go 4 or 5 wide. I think that'll work. I hope that'll work. There we go. Let's do that instead. Wonderful. Still haven't decided what I'm going to do with the loader. This one will be the first thing that we have to trade in because it was the first thing that we financed, really, way back when we very first started. But my word, do I like this. I really don't want to get rid of it. It does a lot of work for me. It's just so versatile. It really is. So we'll keep it for now. And I also just like the looks of it. Millers are cracking little machines. They really are. There's a couple of nice telehandlers out there, a couple of nice Agri Pros coming around, but they are converts, and unless, you know, I still have an idea that at some point one of the DLCs coming along will be have some refreshed JCBs telehandlers in there, and until that time, yeah, we might just have to sit in there and wait, but we will see. Anyway, let's get this fleshed out a little bit here, and we'll see. Wonderful stuff. And that's going to be us. We'll get this all done, we'll get this tied up, we'll jump on into the sprayer and get that all taken care of as well. But now we just need to get this field looking a little bit better for itself. And then, yeah, the farm continues to advance as ever. So, thank you very much for watching. I do apologise that episodes are a little bit sparse at the moment. We'll try and get it back on as well. Let me know what you think I should do in terms of which field I should buy next. Machinery that we should go for, we should be looking at. In terms of either tankers, tractors, or telehandlers, and we'll see where we go. So do let me know down below in the comments if you have enjoyed this. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. I've been Simulation for the Nation, and we will be back as soon as we possibly can be. Hopefully Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but we will see. Until then, though, thanks very much for watching as always. Do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, and we'll see you in the next one.